Hello there, buddy. I'm Mr. GamePie.
And I'm Austin on Sugar.
And welcome to Let's Play Elebits Part 12. Today we're gonna take on a boss.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this, Austin?
It's his father!
Are you ready for the first boss that you're present for?
Sure. I get to talk about a boss now. Oh, that's cute!
Alright, so we got this big old Christmas tree here. That's
Holiday
the tree that he
tree,
was
Thomas.
talking about in the
Holiday
last
tree.
thing. And it's a yellow Elebit.
I find that interesting that they just introduced the yellow Elebits, or the Elebits, I guess, and and now they're immediately throwing you at a boss like this. Weren't the orange Elebits introduced before you fought the sea Elebit?
No, I don't think so.
Huh, interesting.
But yeah, this is the Earth Elebit, and
Makes sense.
he's gonna fight us. He runs into a wall, then we grab him, then we smack him against the wall again.
Oh, jeez, that's actually really harsh. Interesting. I mean, I know you already have to do that with
We have to
yellow
keep
Elebits,
zapping the yellow Elebits that come out of these things, because if we don't, he's absorbing them now.
Oh, interesting. So this is kind of like Colossus, basically.
I guess so, in a sense.
I
now he's gonna shoot a giant fireball at us.
I was going to make a Zelda comparison, but you're not at all familiar with the Zelda game, so I can't say. Oh, it's like the giant toe from the Earth Temple in Wind Waker.
You're correct. I wouldn't know that. But yeah, basically, whenever he tackles you, you have to jump out of the way. Well, not jump exactly, but you have to walk out of the way. And then you have to avoid him and absorb up all the little orangey yellow Elebits that come out of him.
There's a certain amount of iffiness I'm seeing here where he's like running into the pillars and running into the ring around the Christmas tree. That seems a bit problematic, I guess.
Oh?
I don't know. Something about the fact that you can just hide behind the fence around the Christmas tree, kind of.
Oh no! If you try to do that, then he won't lunge at you.
Oh, interesting. I could have sworn I saw at least one time he didn't smack into the wall behind you, but smacked into that instead. And maybe I just saw some bloom getting in the way again.
Maybe. But yeah, now that we've absorbed all the Elebit, we've taken away all the Elebits that he absorbed. Yeah, see, he was readying himself, but because I was behind the thing, he didn't do it.
Gotcha. That's actually kind of decently intelligent boss then. This seems a lot more hands-on than the other bosses.
Well, you haven't actually seen the Sky Elebit yet, so...
That's true. Never mind. There's something about him trying to take you out directly, though, that seems a lot more involved than the, at least the Sea Elebit.
Oh yeah, the Sea Elebit is like the least involved boss in the game.
Interesting.
Because at that point you don't even have a health meter to, you know, be taken away
Oh, that's
from.
right! I forgot about that. Oh, so every boss after that plays with a health meter. That's actually kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, then, yeah, see, that's the health meter for you.
Wow. An actually legitimately difficult boss in this game. I have to admit I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not actually that difficult, I'm just not playing that well right now. But, you know, let's retry that. I'm probably not even gonna cut anything out here because, you know, it's actually a pretty short boss battle. But, you know, let's try that with less fail this time. How about it?
Sure. Have you talked about the music yet of this boss in particular? Or not this boss, but just the bosses in general?
I have not, but they are good. Excellent.
I mean, the theme for this boss. Well, my roommate is a huge music buff and also a musician, and when I first played her some Elebits music, she overheard the boss theme and flipped out because she thought it was like one of the most amazing songs she'd ever heard.
Oh yeah, you haven't even heard the best boss music yet.
Oh wait, there's more than one? I'm assuming there's also final boss music in that case.
There is a boss song for each Elebit, I believe.
Really? Well, then I need to look these up then, because I was under the impression there was just the boss theme. I guess in that case I played her the Sea Elebit theme, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Very
it's a good time. Oh, I'm stuck.
Mysterious.
I got stuck on a wall, and that was really bad. Also, notably, if you let the yellow Elebits just sort of hang around, even if they're outside the boss still, they will shoot their little energy beams at you. So yeah, even if you're just zapping them up so that he doesn't absorb them, you want to zap them up as much as possible. Also, you can still shatter the eggs while they're on the tree.
Oh, there are eggs involved. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these eggs make the yellow Elebits, and they jump off the tree over as time goes on.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I have to say, I'm actually really surprised a game like this pulled off bosses as well as it did.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I just could not move enough.
Like, it doesn't really feel like a game that could actually pull that off, but the bosses are actually decent expansions on the gameplay.
They are.
You don't see that very often in games. I was just hearing somebody go on a tangent about this recently that, oh, right, I think it was, might have been Splatoon.
Oh my gosh.
Is that, the bosses in the single-player mode of Splatoon expand on the concepts introduced in any other level of Splatoon, and therefore just play with the mechanics of Splatoon, rather than being gimmicky and out of place. Like, as much as I'm not a big fan of it, the original fight against Bowser in Mario 1 is technically more of a platforming challenge, because Bowser's just a really big hammer brother that shoots fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the fact that you have to defeat him by getting past him is no different than having to get past any other hammer brother in the game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. By comparison, in a game like, I don't know, Mario 64, well no, that's a bad example, I guess. I'm trying to think of a game that, well no, all the games that I'm thinking of are just really obscure, like Scalar, for example. But like games where your job is to do something that you don't have to do anywhere else in the game, and it just doesn't relate at all. Like this is the only time you have to push switches or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of takes you out of the experience when it's not an expansion of what you've already learned or a new direction to take what you've already learned, but instead it's just something completely different and unrelated. And most of the time that doesn't really work. One of the very few times I can think of that it does is Eco, but for the most part, if your final boss or any boss in the game is going to be something, it should be an expansion of what's already in the game.
Yeah. And the bosses here do that pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. That's
especially
what's so
as time goes on, because like the first boss of the game, the Sea Elebit, is just capturing the Sea Elebit. He's just a really hard Elebit to grab.
Right.
But then a boss like the Sky Elebit is much more difficult because he actually has this force field around him that you have to break down. But oh my, I cannot dodge that for some reason. There we go. But yeah, the Sky Elebit has this force field that you have to break down over time. Meaning that you have to basically grab the things that are generating the force field and smash them.
And this guy, by comparison, seems to be the kind of an enemy that would directly hunt you down. So your only form of attack against him is when he is done attacking you. And that in itself is already a pretty cool balance or what have you.
Yeah. There's also the fact that he has these minions over here who will shoot you themselves. And that he absorbs to gain more power.
Oh yeah, this is, well no, technically I guess all the bosses so far have been more than one enemy at a time, right?
Oh my gosh. The Sea Elebit was pretty much just one guy.
Well sure, but there were multiple things you had to catch, more or less.
Yeah. And the Sky Elebit definitely did have orange Elebits that came out of it, and then you had to destroy them individually.
Right. Which is more or less what this guy is too.
It's more like this guy just sort of summons these guys to him.
Right.
But yeah. But if you can keep his minions at a low number, it's best, because the reason why I keep dying is that they keep getting to... There's a bunch of them at once. And when that happens, it's like they'll all be shooting their own projectiles and they'll all be dangerous in their own right. And it'll be pretty much impossible to keep up with everything that's going on. Oh my gosh, how are there more of them already? But yeah, like that, like right there. They were just right behind me and I didn't see them. So basically, I think that you've seen, you've caught on to the theme so far. We had the Sea Elebit, then we had the Sky Elebit, and now we have the Earth Elebit. And so I bet that you can imagine that the next boss that we'll be fighting will be pretty intense, because the next element, going in order, would be fire. And Elebits, as you know, are energy. And in fact, fire did not exist before Elebits existed. So it would almost be like fighting the Elebit. You know what I mean?
Oh well, that's also suggesting that if there's ever a boss based on electricity in this game, that would also be like the Elebit. But I like that. I like the fire idea.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a time limit on this boss too.
Oh yeah, there's a time limit on all the bosses. That's the only way you can lose the first boss.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I do remember you. You almost came close to timing out on that thing.
Yep. But yeah, just this battle is a real battle of being aware of your surroundings at all times. Like you see, the ornaments are starting to appear again, the eggs. I'm trying to keep their numbers low, but if I want to keep... I also have to keep track of what the Earth Elebit himself is doing.
And you've only got one more hit left, if I'm seeing that right?
No, I have a bunch of hits. I have all my hits left, and the Earth Elebit has like a little under half his health still.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure who you were thinking was like one hit left, but no.
There's a 1 above your gun, and I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, that's my power level.
Oh!
My lift.
Oh! That's where the power level is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dots next to it are my health.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember seeing that in an earlier episode, and I was like, wait, why are there 2 numbers that again? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay, I've gotten better at dodging his attack again. It just, I was standing too close to him. Because you do have to have a decent amount of distance between yourself and the boss to actually dodge the boss. Oh, okay, he has no more power left. Come on. Trying to destroy all the eggs here, but they keep coming back. There we go, he's beaten.
Isn't it really satisfying about slamming the boss into the wall like that?
Oh yeah, and it has a really good screen effect too. Oh yeah, it's not just one yellow Elebit that did this, it was 5.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah,
because you know they fuse together and stuff. Wait, are you aware of how yellow Elebits work yet?
I think you described it in an earlier episode, I think.
Well, basically, it starts out with one little tiny yellow Elebit, and he starts glowing, and he'll absorb all the Elebits around him. And that makes him the big yellow Elebit that takes a bunch of hits and can throw objects at you.
Gotcha.
So anyway,
so
now we're going
first
on.
legitimately aggressive Elebits, now that I think about it.
Now we've got a cutscene here.
I'm happy to have caught such a big Elebit, but I'm not. What's gotten into me? I wonder why the Elebits have been acting so strange. I kind of feel sorry for them.
Kai, where are you? Are you alright?
Oh my gosh.
He must be panicking because I wasn't there when he got home. Dad, Mom, you're really worried about me, huh?
Kai, Listen to me. That huge lightning bolt gave birth to some mysterious entity. That's probably why the Elebits are behaving so strangely.
When I told Dad all about what happened and why I wasn't waiting at home for them today, he told me what to do.
You have my capture gun, right? Flip that switch on the side. Did you push it? Now you can lift heavier things.
I thought Dad was gonna scold me, but he was really understanding. And Mom, too.
Be careful. That place is dangerous. Your dad and I will be right over to get you. So wait, right there.
I was so happy I could cry, but I bit my tongue and fought back the tears. It wasn't the time or place for crying, right? But I couldn't wait for Mom and Dad, or it'd be too late. I have to save the Elebits from that bad guy.
Alright, so now the cutscene's done a couple things. First of all, now our gun is naturally more powerful. At any level, it'll be stronger than it normally was.
Including previous levels?
Well, no, it's just from here on out, the gun is powerful.
You're more or less starting at level 2 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Another thing is that the voice acting in that cutscene is bad, and it's sad because it's a very touching cutscene otherwise, where Kai's parents are like, yeah, we pay attention to you, Kai. We love you. And, you know, one thing that I'd like to mention about that cutscene is Kai seems really focused on his dad for some reason. Like, you know, both his mom and dad were on the phone there, but he only really pays attention to the fact that his dad started paying attention to him. It's like, Dad actually pays attention to me. And Mom, too. And it's like, okay, that's good.
I suppose the implication is that a son is supposed to have connection with his father the same way a daughter should have a connection with her mother. Although usually it plays out in the cross-diagonal way instead, Oedipus and Electra and all that. Yeah.
We have cannons here, but they're not activated yet because there's no Elebits in them. So we may as well just throw them away so that they don't ever get activated. We also have a new type of Elebit here. It looks purple, so you might think that it's called the purple Elebit, but it's not. It's the gray Elebit.
Gray? Really?
Yep, it's the gray Elebit. They're super fast, like the blue Elebits. They have projectiles, like cannons. They have force fields whenever they run around, which is new. And overall, they're like the most dangerous type of Elebit of all.
And they actively attack you, I take it?
Yes, whenever they're not running away and being annoying in that manner. So yeah, that's it's pretty dangerous stuff now. We got the most dangerous kinds of Elebits on hand. They're also the most annoying kinds because of the whole really fast and able to put up force fields thing.
I would hope they give you a decent amount of wattage as a result.
Oh yeah, I think that they give you more watts than any other kind of Elebit.
That is to be devoutly wished.
But yeah, so Austin, I've talked to you before about Kai's motivations, personality, stuff like that. So how about we go into that now? This seems like an appropriate time to do it.
Alright, so especially after that last cutscene.
So yeah, basically, one thing that I noticed while playing this game is that Kai isn't really much of a hero. Like, you know, you beat his original motivation for catching all the Elebits is because he wanted to watch his favorite TV show, and the fact that they were all doing their Elebit things meant that the TV didn't have any power to work. But the thing is that if that was really his motivation there, you can power up that TV like in the middle of the first level.
In fact, you do, and I'm pretty sure you threw it across the room when he did.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that was his motivation for starting, but clearly there's something else going on in his brain right now to make him continue hunting down the Elebits. I mean, right now it's pretty obvious that he is having heroic intent because his parents were like, oh man, some mysterious force exists now, and that's what's making all the Elebits go crazy. But that was not evident for most of the game here. And so I'm thinking that at the beginning of the game he says, I hate Elebits, and he goes into how his parents pay more attention to Elebits than they do to him. So maybe throughout most of the game what was going on was that the reason why Kai was capturing the Elebits was because he was jealous at them, essentially. Because, like, you as the player can pretty carelessly throw around pretty much any object you can get your hands on. Like, you could throw around houses if you get enough power to do it. And that doesn't seem like the kind of thing that a heroic character would do in that situation. You know, even to collect a bunch of Elebits. But if we're interpreting Kai as sort of an angsty teenager kid who doesn't get enough love at home, it makes a lot more sense.
Teenager, though. First of all, he barely looks human, but I would say, if anything, he looks like he's 5. The idea of him being an angsty teenager is kind of interesting to me that you would say that.
Yeah, I guess he is probably like 5 or something, but you know. You get the idea. He's a kid that is angry at Elebits because...
The idea that a 5-year-old could be driven to angsty teenager tendencies is quite frightening. You can only imagine how much neglect he must have been putting up with for the past 5 years.
So, what are your thoughts on this, Austin?
Well, I love the theory. From what I've seen so far, it seems accurate. I find it kind of hard to feel sorry for Kai, since his first gut instinct was, something is wrong. The Elebits must be evil and they must be destroyed! Let me get my gun! So...
My dad's gun.
Sorry, yeah, let me take my dad's gun and take revenge on all the Elebit for stealing my attention from my... So, you know, to a certain extent I'd say, he doesn't strike me at the beginning as a heroic character at all, and he's certainly not likable in the classic sense of the word. But like any good villain or anti-hero, a lot of times you like those characters more because of their flaws than you do because they are a perfect do-gooder character. Like, everyone likes Shadow more than Sonic, end quote. Everyone likes Vegeta more than Goku, end quote. So, the reason for that is because the anti-hero, or the side characters who are given flaws, mean so much more than the heroic, perfect, everyman Superman character.
Yes.
And as a result, Kai is a really interesting character to see and follow, because he's discovering the world along with us, and obviously something is going very wrong here. Yeah, and I like the idea of discovering that with him, despite the fact that both he and the audience automatically can't like Elebits because they're the enemies of the game, and you have to collect them or shoot them, basically. It makes for a nice connection that being the do-gooding hero wouldn't really do. I'm rather sick of games saying, you're the hero! Go do heroic things because you're the hero! It should be, you should go on a heroing adventure because heroes have fun doing heroic things. And capturing Elebits is fun. And therefore, if capturing Elebits is the heroic thing to do, you're gonna do it. If you find out in the last level that capturing the Elebits somehow caused the end of the world, it'd be really hard to say, I'm not gonna capture Elebits in the next stage.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, you know, but now things have changed for Kai, where his parents are paying more attention to him, and the Elebits are clearly not the villains anymore. It's this other force that is yet to be fully described. And basically, his entire motivation for doing this thing has changed. Now, instead of doing it because, oh hey, my favorite TV show is getting cancelled, I hate Elebits, it's, the Elebits are in danger, my parents need me to help them because they're not going to get here fast enough, so now I gotta go out there and save the day. And this is even sort of reflected in gameplay by the fact that now we have a more powerful gun, now that Kai has a more, you know, heroic duty, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Of course, you kind of have to wonder, how does he lose the power in his gun? Are we just to believe that at the end of every level he dumps all the Elebits into like an Elebit cage or something?
Probably.
In you go! I guess I'll just start over with the capturing.
Yep. That's Kai. He's a 5-year-old.
Ba-dam-bam!
What are you, 12?
I should totally be going with the but save that for later.
Now, notably, the energy balls that the gray Elebits shoot were actually introduced just last level by the energy balls that the Earth Elebit was able to shoot. They're not like the Cannonball's energy balls, by design anyway. They're functionally there's no difference between them. They're just balls that get launched at you. They're made of energy. They kill you, or destroy
and there's
your
no way to interact with them.
Not really.
Actually, there's a question. If you were holding something in your gun and a purple Elebit were to shoot a ball at you, could you block it with whatever you're holding?
Maybe. Or wait, no. Actually, I'm pretty sure they go through objects.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a little disturbing.
Yes. Well, you see, everything is actually super conductive to that form of energy, so it's able to go straight through everything.
I mean, it technically makes sense. That would be why almost, yeah, you know, considering that everything in this world was built to work with Elebits. It doesn't entirely make sense, obviously, because the odds that the best way to harness Elebit energy was to build a car the exact same way you would build a car to house an internal combustion engine is a little bit silly, honestly. But
well, this is a Nintendo Wii game. Awesome.
Well, of course. That excuses it from any silliness it might have.
It excuses it from any and all silliness.
Of course.
There we go. But yeah, I actually really like this level because we're in sort of a space attraction right now.
Oh, so we're still in the theme park. Okay, just one.
Oh yeah, we never leave the theme park from here on out.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is it. Theme park or die, man.
Yeah. I think I'll choose the latter in that case.
Oh my gosh.
It's not that I mind theme parks. It's that really the rest of the game takes place at the theme park. I hope that doesn't get too bland.
Well, I mean, it is. There's only one level that ever repeats in the theme park.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that at some point, that they more or less started getting a lot more sparse with the overlap.
Yeah. So it's not like we're seeing the same things over and over again. It's just the same general location is the same.
And considering I was initially praising this game for taking place entirely within a house, I guess I can't really complain that it's taking place entirely in one environment that has a bunch of different facets to it.
Pretty much. Oh, I can activate that thing. I think you activate it by spinning it.
I mean, anything that can spin should be, obviously. Elebits logic. Anything that can be spun should be spun.
Yes. There we go, it finally activated. That's a lot of Elebits.
Oh, wow.
Just sort of raining down from the sky. But yeah, now that we start out each level with more physical strength, I guess you could call it, things are going to get pretty interesting from here on out, because we'll be able to lift heavier objects from the get-go, which will allow them to put in heavier objects in the game. We're gonna be interacting with some really big stuff, Austin.
Do we ever get to pull a Katamari and, like, roll up, or not roll up in this case, pick up a continent or anything?
No.
Ruined forever!
We're still in the amusement park, Austin.
We'll never get to a point, though, where... Congratulations on the super upgraded gun. You reached level 7. Now you can pick up Antarctica. Go. Do it. Now.
I think you get to level 7, but you can't pick up Antarctica. You can pick up entire rides, though.
Oh, I should hope so. If you don't get to throw around a Ferris wheel in a game where you pick up and throw things around, then it would be a failed game. Hands down. 0 out of 10.
Pretty sure you get to do that. Okay, so let's see here. What's next? Oh, we got robots. We got robots, Austin.
Huh.
We're gonna activate them.
Oh.
And then they fly off and, like, give us Elebits. Because that's what happens in this game, is that you get Elebits for activating things. I think we've established that concept at this point.
The design on the gray Elebits is very strange.
Oh yeah. Are you, like, looking it up? Because I doubt you can actually see what they look like.
They kind of look like Stitch from here.
You should probably look it up.
Okay. By the powers of internet. Gray Elebits.
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 Oh wow, hello. Oh wow, if the Chow comparisons weren't already writing themselves. Oh, that is creepy looking. They're the only Elebits that really stare into your soul, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. See, all the pictures of the orange ones are super adorable, and then there's just the gray ones.
Yep.
I've seen things that'll turn you gray.
Yeah. Oh, we already cleared the level.
Oh, wow.
Good. Let's just, yeah, this is gonna be the end of the episode once we finish up this level. Because, yeah, the Earth Elebit took a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm assuming we're keeping in all 3 takes for that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're all really short, so... It's always disturbing to see that a gray Elebit has just sort of run off the screen and disappeared. Because they can fire at you.
It's in the shadows waiting for you. You don't know where, but it's out there somewhere.
Probably is. It's ready to feast on my memes.
Hungry.
Alright, so at this point, objects, hitboxes, start getting much larger than their actual design. And that makes it really annoying whenever you're trying to throw things. And grab specific Elebits from far away.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. I'm assuming that's just because the objects are getting too large to give them a reliable hitbox? Because that would be too many polygons?
Yeah.
Much easier to have more of a rectangular shape than it would be to have the intricacies involved.
But I mean, there's a lot of these boxes in this level, and these boxes start appearing pretty frequently. Where basically they're really big, and they can open up from the side. They often have Elebits in them and other stuff, and power-ups, and what have yas. Also, this level has an out-of-bounds area, for that I'm thankful.
Oh, another area where you get to just throw everything out of the way.
Yep. So let's just do that.
Please tell me you get to throw the pirate shit out of the whatever you call it.
I don't have enough power yet, and I'm not going to have enough power ever, because the level has like 6 seconds left.
No.
But I can grab a bunch of more gray Elebits before then. Yeah.
Game set!
Time up!
That's
At this point in the game, we're not going to be finding any pink Elebits, pretty much.
Are the levels actually getting, like, huge, or are they just getting, like, super intricate at this point?
This one was super intricate. There's going to be several other super intricate ones, but there will be very huge ones as well.
Gotcha.
So with that said, I'm Mr. Game Pie.
I'm also on Sugar.
And we'll see y'all... Oh, wait. I can't. I almost forgot to do the thing.
Ooh, reading.
Yes. I captured that huge Elebit, but things are still hazy. This is no ordinary Elebit. It's just like that big flying one I captured the other time. Are these guys to blame for today's blackout? The Elebits weren't bad. They were just being manipulated by a bad guy. That bad guy is somewhere in the amusement park, gathering Elebits to do something evil. I'd better save the Elebits before he catches them all.
Oh, don't tell me we're gonna have to fight, like, the final boss of Sonic Colors at the end of this.
Oh, we're gonna fight something. And until then, next time we go into that one repeat level that I mentioned. But
Gotcha.
this time with super strength. See you then!
Mm-hmm.